and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Texas Strangers. We're back for one more segment. Now here's David Carson and Kirk Jones.
Hey, Macarena.
It does kind of sound like it. I never really realized that. But that's what happens when you use music with no royalties involved.
It's okay. I really
That's
like it.
the Texas Strangers secret there, Dave.
Yeah, so. All right, so Texas high school football. You guys played it, right?
Yes.
I didn't. No.
I did.
You didn't play football?
Not in high school.
Okay. That's disappointing.
Sorry.
No, not disappointing as in you played, but, why not?
I don't know. I was doing other stuff. I was playing other sports. I was baseball was kind of my thing, and I ran track, and I played tennis. So kind of had like other stuff going on in football. I played like in middle school and just like in my neighborhood before middle school.
Okay. Brad, what did you play in high school? Position-wise?
Wide receiver, slot receiver.
Any defense?
When I was in middle school, they had us play both ways, but when we got to high school, we didn't play both ways. In middle school, I played safety. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I played quarterback.
Really?
Yeah. Who ran the wishbone? You know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The wishbone?
It's like the read option, except for you're not passing it. You have a guy behind you, two guys behind you, right, and one offset.
Three guys. That's the veer.
Isn't that what Navy runs? The wishbone?
Do they run the wishbone?
I think they run the wishbone.
I don't.
I know they run a lot of options.
Speed option. They run speed option.
Right. The wishbone is like, you have your lined up. You have your fullback, which is like 2 yards behind you, and everything goes through him. Your first is read through him.
Do you line up under center, or do you line up?
You line up under. I don't. I never took a
shotgun snap.
Shotgun snap.
I know Oklahoma. Barry Switzer was like the king of the wishbone.
Right.
Yep.
So
back in the old Oklahoma.
You never took a snap from never took a snap out of shotgun?
No, never.
Always from center?
Always from center. So
Is it hard? Is it hard to take a snap from center?
No. Okay, hold on a second.
It's hard to go from one to the other.
I feel like it'd be easier to take a snap from shotgun than taking from under center.
Okay, I will. I never told the story, so I'm kind of embarrassed by it. When I was in 7th grade, the way that you take a snap, well, there's 2 ways to take a snap. You can take a snap with your hands together, like you're gonna clasp like a truck, like
with your wrists together,
with your wrists together, like that. That's how I originally learned. But when I got to high school, you turned it and you flattened them like a
wings, almost
like
you're making
like
wings
when you put your 2 thumbs together and you relax your fingers. And when the guy snaps the ball and puts it in your hand, your fingers automatically wide open and you catch it, and that's how it's exchanged. So, but when I was in 7th grade, I learned it the traditional way. We called it like the clasp, or like you're a crane and you're picking up the dirt and moving it or something like that. But anyway, I don't want to get the guy's name wrong, but I think I know who it was, but I'm not going to say his name wrong. But he snapped the ball so hard, and it came through, and it went through my hand, and it caught me right in my groin area,
Were you wearing a cup?
No.
Oh. Oh.
And I fumbled. And it was the worst pain I was ever.
Did you even care about getting the ball at that point after the fumble?
You know, and the coach, and we always kind of made fun of this coach because he was kind of a stoner.
Yeah.
There was a report, not a report, but rumor from the previous kids that one time he showed up to practice and he was so high that he took the whistle, put it above his head, and
oh my god!
So that was the kind of coaching I had.
Yeah.
Okay?
He was a whistleblower there. Yeah.
So I would sometime tonight I'll think of his name, this coach, but yeah, then they started yelling at me that if you drop the ball
today because I'm addicted to marijuana.
He was addicted to marijuana.
You went here for some marijuana?
But yeah, so then they yelled at me, told me to get out of the play because I didn't recover the fumble. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to be out of this play.
Yeah.
I'm ready for to protect my future, not some football.
And then like one play later, like, Carson, get back in here. I'm like, no. One more play. I didn't see that one. Do it again.
Like those NFL players when you're running off and you're doing the whole, come in
ready
for me.
Take him off the field.
So yeah, that was my snap. I was like the first couple of weeks.
Your snap experience.
Yeah, it was like my first couple of weeks of playing football. And it snapped.
Then from then on, you kind of guarded yourself there a little bit?
I pulled my butt back a little bit more. I didn't get so close
right
to
up on
him. Yeah, I didn't get up on him anymore. I don't know if that was him teaching me a lesson or whatever, but lesson learned very quickly. So
You're going to learn today.
Won't breathe today either.
All right.
Okay, so Brad, we were talking previously
Yes.
about Mesquite High. Is that where you went to school?
West Mesquite.
West Mesquite High. Okay. So you said that you guys had a losing record, and you were like in fourth place in your district.
We had a 500 record.
A 500 record. Okay.
Yes. It was my, I want to say sophomore or junior year.
Okay.
We went 500, still made the playoffs. We actually won a
Now,
couple
were you
games in the
proud
playoffs.
to be in the playoffs with a 500 record?
We were proud to be in the playoffs, period. Just because before Coach Overton, who's actually now at Horn High School, I believe, before he came, we had a long history of not making the playoffs.
Okay.
But when he came, he completely changed up our system because our system was, run the ball. He came in, put in a spread offense, and that completely, changed the game for us, and we were consistent, in the playoffs every year after that. So just to be in the playoffs, we were excited.
Okay.
But looking back on it now, I was like, should we have really been, happy about that?
Okay.
To go 500 and still be rewarded for, making the playoffs?
So, Kirk, do you think 4 teams should make the playoffs?
I think there should be maybe at the most 3.
Okay.
But if you put 3 in, you're that's the math's not going to add up.
Right. I'm just saying.
Okay, so you teased that you were going to bring it in with the professors and going to teach us all about Texas high school football.
Professor Carson.
Professor Carson is now residing, teaching young pupil Jones and young pupil Watkins about the way high school football works here in the state of Texas.
Well, back in 1980 something. I'm kidding. No, I'm not going. No, I'll go back
History
that far.
lesson.
Back in my day.
No, back in the old days, it used to be the you only had one state champion for 5A. It was 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A. Then you had your TAPS divisions and stuff like that. But you only had one state champion.
Right.
So, but now we have two state champions and 4 teams make the playoffs. Back then, only 2: the champion and the runner-up.
I thought there was a state champion for each A, like 4A, 5A, 6A.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay.
Yeah. But now we're moved up to 6A.
Right.
And basically, the 6A is if you've won a state title in the past,
you're in the division.
And if you was it Lake Highland Park?
Yeah.
The Scotties.
Yeah.
The Scots. Okay.
They're 4A though, still, right?
No. They
were
4A.
Oh
yeah, because I remember they played them a lot.
Because they were in our
but they won so many state titles. They're like, hold on a second.
Yeah, you got to play some tougher competition.
You got to move up to 6A.
Because I remember Highland Park. What they would do is they would cut off their school level so they could stay at 4A because they never wanted to go to 5A.
That's what they
and it's come to bite them now.
Yeah, right.
So the UILs finally said, okay, we're not going to continue to let you.
How have they been doing? Have they been
since the new way they haven't?
Since
they've made playoffs,
and
but
played
they
stiffer
haven't.
competition, and they haven't. Yeah,
they've made the playoffs, but they haven't.
They haven't been very
won
good.
State titles, like
Highland Park.
Yeah.
Right, they haven't.
Like-
they haven't been past the second or third round. But anyway, now what happens is now you have this. People ask me, what's the difference between Division I and Division II? You have your 6A, Division I, Division II. It goes by the school's attendance. So you'll have your top four teams from the school. So whoever your district champion is, they'll say, okay, this is good. Who was it for us? It was our district. Nah, I won't say South Lake. It was Abilene. Abilene was our district champion. So they have a high attendance. So they're going to be in 6A Division I. Timber Creek, the school that we represent, we're going to be 6A Division II, and Fossil Ridge and Keller Central are smaller schools attendance-wise, so they'll be in Division II. So where they fall, the Division I and Division II, all goes by attendance of the school, which I chuckle at that because I find it kind of silly. And the reason why I find this kind of silly because it kind of it goes back to my hometown, Texas City. I believe it was in 2001. 2001, I believe it was. They won the state title. They represented 23 4A, District 23 4A. It was them and Lamarck were first and second place.
Lamarck or Lamar?
Lamarck.
Oh, okay.
Mark.
With the K.
With a Q.
The Q.
With a Q.
Oh, all right.
Oh, the Q.
LAMARQUE.
QUE. Yeah.
The Cougars. Anyway, matter of fact, that's where Jeff Bannister's from.
Oh.
So
another David Carson fact of the day there.
Dropping dimes.
Yeah.
So, but that year, Texas City went undefeated. They went 16-0, and they won the state title, Division I. Lamarck's only loss that year was to Texas City, and they won the state title, Division II, coming from the same district. So it kind of taints your 4A title, like
the prestige of your title.
Okay, is Lamarck really a state champion? Really?
Yeah.
I kind of lose it when it tells you that was a great district. But anyway, so this week they released the pairings of Texas high school football playoffs. So,
which starts
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. So I started looking through. I'm like, okay, hey, I recognize some of these schools. Keller Timber Creek, which is a school that was right next to my house, 6-4. Should they be in the playoffs? They're over 500, so they squeaked in right there at the 4th spot. The one that I'm really intrigued in is I wish I could go to this game, but I'm working with the Texas Rangers that night. Is Friday night in Allen versus Euless Trinity.
Yeah, they're both really good.
10-0 and 7-3. Okay,
those guys are like big time programs.
That is. If you've ever been to a Euless Trinity or a South Lake game when they play each other, those are some hard hitting games. So personally, I like Trinity. So I don't know if you have a preference on what school you like.
I mean, I don't know. Allen's been always really good. They're kind of privileged because of their stadium and their system.
Well, Allen kind of gets me because they could have more high schools like Plano. They have Plano East, Plano West.
But they want to have one big powerhouse.
But they have one big powerhouse. So like, hey, we're going to have one big powerhouse school.
We're going to stick you all in one high school.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the reason. That's what they're doing. But anyway, so I started looking through, and I'm going to use this one school as I come. It's Austin Bowie's 9-1, but they're going to play Pflugerville Hendricks 3-6.
Who we got a 3-win season, and we're going to the playoffs.
3-6.
3-6. Now, I haven't got to it yet, but when I sent the email out, I was like, "Wow, I can't believe I'm actually reading this correctly." So as I'm scanning and
I'll throw a little anecdote into that. Pflugerville Hendricks.
Okay.
My first roommate at UT Arlington when I went there, his name's Sang. I don't know if he listens, but if you are listening, Sang, I apologize. But Pflugerville Hendricks was actually where he went to school. So yeah. So moving on. Yeah.
Then I have another school from Mount Pleasant, 3 and 7 there in the state.
Gosh.